Well, good morning. I am making my curry chicken. So I'm going to go over the ingredients that we're going to need for curry chicken. So here I have about 5 pounds of boneless whole chicken leg. Picked them up at the Creana Plaza. Got them for, well, $1.09 a pound. So when it's cheap, I get it. This is 99 cents. So I need some chicken. There's about 5 pounds of chicken there. I got 6 large onions. And then I got some minced garlic. And it seems to just work easier for me to not have to do that. Now let's go look at our, I call them dry ingredients, but I guess they're my mixture. So what I'm going to be using is some dried grated coconut or coconut flakes. It doesn't matter if it's sweet or not sweet, because we were making sort of a sweet curry. I use peanut butter, and I like to use the super chunky because I like the peanuts that's in this curry. I also add peanuts towards the end. I put in some garbanzo beans, use those for some protein to put in there, and then I use some coconut, and I do drain the garbanzo beans. Sometimes I don't, but depending on if I got coconut milk or not. Today I'm going to drain the garbanzo beans, and then I do 2 cans of coconut milk, and then I do Ray's curry, and you can check on I don't know, it's my favorites, or look me up, 19 Big Ray 64, and you can see how I make my curry powder. Alright, now we're going to look at our tools that we're going to use for cooking up this. Right, here we are back again. So we're going to need a big wok, right, for cooking all these onions and chicken. You're also going to need a decent cutting board. I've got this flexi one, so when I get everything cut up, I can just pull it over and dump it in. It works really well. Going to need a nice good sharp knife. You're going to need a nice good spatula for stirring stuff, because it is going to get pretty heavy. You're going to need a bowl. I use a bowl, and then I also use a mandolin for cutting down my onions, so I get them trimmed up. I use the I don't know which blade that is, the shredding blade. Cuts them into nice strips, so you'll see how that goes. And then the very key essential for the whole thing, as we're working on our onions, is our swim goggles. So we put the swim goggles on, it keeps our eyes from burning because we're cutting up so many onions. And so we'll get that started. I'll get the onions prepped, and then we'll show you the mandolin and how that works and how everything goes. All right? So onions have been prepped up, ready to go. Mandolin is ready. And so the process is to basically put an onion, stab this down onto here, and back and forth to slice them up into pieces. So let me get these done, and I'll show you the finished product. And I am, in fact, wearing the goggles. Alright, so there are my onions. Sometimes I'll do them in bigger chunks. This time I'm doing them in smaller chunks. I'm also going to use about a 1/4 cup of butter to help saute the onions down with the garlic. So we'll go check that out. Alright, got my stove on high, got my butter in there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my garlic. And we're going to put it in, so I'm holding it in my hand. So I just got a tablespoon. So quite a bit of garlic. Because can't go wrong with garlic. And then we got our onions. And I know you're saying, ooh, it's a lot of onions. Yep, but that's what makes this such a great curry recipe, is the onions and the sauce when it's done. Alright, got the onions in. What we're going to do is go prep our chicken. It's frozen, and so it's a whole lot easier to cut into small pieces, I think, when it's frozen. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in small pieces. We'll put it in the bowl. Let's check on our onions real quick. Stir those up. Alright, if you'd like, you can season this with some salt and pepper or something, but we're going to put a lot of spices into it anyway, so I really don't ever do that. But we'll let those reduce down a little bit, and then however reduced you get them, we'll go back. However reduced down that you get them is how soft you want your onions. So if you want them a little bit more crunchy, then obviously you'll start a little bit sooner. Alright, let's get that chicken cut. So there, I've sliced my chicken one way, And now I'm going to turn it and cut it again, and I will cube it from this direction into smaller pieces. And we'll get all that taken care of into the bowl, and we'll head on over. Alright, so we've got our chicken cut up. We're ready to go. We're going to bring it over here to our onions. Been stirring those every once in a while as we're cutting up the chicken. So as you can see, they're starting to caramelize a little bit. We're getting, you can see they've reduced down. And so now we're going to add our chicken. And so all 5 pounds of chicken into the pot. And then we're going to get that stirred up. And once this chicken cooks down, then we'll start adding the rest of our ingredients. Chicken all mixed up, ready to go. So now it's the wait game to get the chicken cooked. You can see the liquid's kind of steaming and bubbling there. So I would say about maybe 10 minutes or so it should be done. Right now it is 8:13 in the morning. That's not a 2 o'clock in the morning start. So we will keep an eye on it. We're going about 10 minutes now. It is 8:23. You can see it's just bubbling away. I've been stirring it. It's very close to having the chicken done. We're going to add some liquids and stuff to it that'll bring it up, and then it'll kind of boil itself also. So when it gets to about this stage where we're real close to done, I'm going to start adding some of my liquids in. First thing I'm going to add is some garbanzo beans. Then I'm going to add some coconut milk. So make 2 cans of coconut milk. Alright, we're going to give that a stir, and then we'll put in some more ingredients. Alright, we've got that stuff mixed in. We're also now going to reduce our heat down to, I don't know, between 4 and 5 to a little bit lower, so it'll simmer a little bit so we don't end up burning anything on the bottom. So we want to add some of our curry. This is Ray's special curry. And how much do we add? I don't know, till it looks good. So I talked earlier about the spray cap. I don't use it. So there we go. Alright, so I don't even have any idea how much that is. But if you like curry, then you add more. If you don't like as much, then you add less. And so, we'll get this mixed in. And we're also going to add some of our coconut, dried, grated coconut. So got and we're going to add some of that till it looks right. And what is looks right? Well, don't really know. So you tell me how much I'm adding. That probably looks good. So we'll get that mixed in also. So get the coconut milk and the coconut flakes. Mix that in there. We'll let it simmer. And then we'll add some our star ingredients in just a little minute. Alright, so I did add I did put a little bit more salt in because I wanted a little bit saltier. And then I need a little bit more heat for mine, so I added some of these crushed red, what does it say right there? Crushed red pepper flakes, or powder, I guess is what it is. Powder, the same powder I use in my curry. So I did add that to it. So anyway, let's finish it. It's simmering away, it's ready to go. And so now for me, the star of the dish, chunky peanut butter. And it's about a cup, maybe a little more, of chunky peanut butter. So we're going to get that mixed in. And then we're going to add some peanuts, and we should be done. Alright. So we've got our peanut butter all mixed in. Finally, we're going to add some party peanuts. And I'll set, get that mixed in there. And you can see how thick it is. So this is my curry chicken. I eat it just like this. I don't put it over rice. I don't put it over noodles. I take a cup to work. I've calculated out, I think it's about 300 calories a cup. I could be wrong because I got more peanuts in here now, but it works for me, a cup. I've done this with ground turkey. I've done it with pork. I've done it, I do it with used chicken. So anyway, that's my curry chicken. So thanks for watching.